for its fans, Fabric was a clubbing institution. Music lovers regularly voted it the best nightclub in the world.
Fabric, feel it, jump, touch, and ceiling. Yo, this is critical.
But now the council have voted to remove its licence because of an apparent drug problem.
I think it's quite sad because I think it's not the way to address the problem of people dying from drugs, and I think Fabric was known, it did have good resources to help people in the case of, things going wrong, and I feel like people are just going to go to different places now. It's not going to reduce it.
These people that died is extremely sad, but I don't think, they could be taking drugs anywhere.
The club opened in 1999. The former Farringdon Meat Warehouse became a hit with DJs the world over. But the council and police raised concerns about drug use on the premises after 6 deaths in 4 years. According to councillors, there was a culture of drug use, with staff unable to control it. But for those in the nightclub industry, the decision raises issues about how clubs are being targeted in the war on drugs.
There is a drug problem in this country. We need to confront that as a society. You can't blame the club that they end up in. I don't think there's any suggestion that there was dealing in Fabric. I think people smuggle small amounts of drugs in. And unless we strip search people and have police dogs on the doors of clubs...
Why can't you do that?
Because I don't think that chimes with the England I want to live in. That feels more like 1933 in Berlin to me.
Among the flowers, this message from a clubber called Gary highlights the wider issue of nightclubs closing. Please don't turn into a Tesco Metro, he writes. Gary is of course joking, but so often in the last 10 years we've seen big city nightclubs repurposed for different commercial reasons. Here in Farringdon, not far from Fabric, this building used to be the legendary Turnmills nightclub. It's not a Tesco Metro, but it's not far off. For DJs like Ed, the world of unique live music is quickly shrinking.
A lot of nightclubs are owned by, especially the bigger chains. It's like listening to a rather bland radio station during the day. You're going to hear Shania Twain or you're going to hear Semisonic, and I'm not singling those artists out. I'm just saying those companies would rather push the mainstream rather than champion the underdog and more obscure electronic music, and that's what Fabric did.
Recent figures show the number of nightclubs in the UK has almost halved in the last 10 years. Fabric's owners say they'll fight against their club joining the list.
Set reload, let him know.
But despite its fame, a damning verdict from the authorities means for now, the party's over. Joe Tidy, Sky News in Farringdon.